Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a theory that basically turns everything we think we know about the Great Pyramid of Giza on its head. So, forget the idea of it being just a tomb for a moment. What if it's actually a hyper advanced scientific instrument, a kind of blueprint in stone that holds the key to a perfect, universal standard of measurement?
For centuries, that's been the story, right? A massive, incredible tomb for a powerful pharaoh. But what if its real purpose, the secret locked away in its very dimensions, is something way more complex and, according to this theory, just so much more profound? The source material we're looking at today makes a really bold claim. It suggests the pyramid isn't just an amazing piece of human architecture, but a divinely inspired blueprint. It's even called a stone witness, like a physical testament holding a perfect system of measurement, just sitting there waiting for us to figure it out. So, where does a theory this big even start? Well, it doesn't begin with the massive outside of the pyramid. Nope. It starts with a single, pretty plain looking granite box, tucked away deep inside the king's chamber. It's called the coffer, and apparently, it's the key to the whole thing. Now, you look at this box and think, okay, that's a sarcophagus. It makes sense. But this theory says no way. It argues this thing is way more important. It's the foundational standard for all measurement. Its internal volume is said to be exactly 71,250 cubic pyramid inches, a unit we'll circle back to. And this number, 71,250, is supposedly the key that unlocks this entire lost system.
This is where it gets really interesting, because the theory then connects that coffer to our entire planet. And it all kicks off with one single critical number that's supposedly encoded right into the architecture of the king's chamber.
To get why this is such a big deal, we need a little context. Back in the 19th century, figuring out the Earth's average density was a huge scientific puzzle. You had some of the best minds, guys like Sir George Airy and Professor Poynting, doing these really complicated experiments, all trying to nail down one number. How much heavier is our planet than the same amount of water? And according to this theory, the pyramid had the answer the whole time. The claim is that its design reveals the true value, a number set by a divine creator, exactly 5.7. Not some messy calculation with a long decimal, but a perfect, clean, foundational number. And this slide really shows you the heart of the argument. Just look at how close the pyramid's ideal number of 5.7 is to the most advanced scientific result from that era, Professor Poynting's 5.69. The source basically says, come on, that is way too close to be a coincidence. Okay, so let's recap. We've got a standard for volume, that's the coffer. We've got a standard for density, that's 5.7. The next step in the theory is to combine these two things to create a third standard, this time for weight. The math here is actually pretty straightforward. You just take the coffer's volume, remember that 71,250 number, and you divide it by the Earth's ideal density, 5.7. And the answer you get isn't some random messy fraction. It's a perfectly clean round number, 12,500. So, this is the crucial takeaway. This new unit is now defined. If you have a block of material that has the Earth's average density and its volume is 12,500 cubic inches, then you have the system's foundational unit of weight, 1 pyramid ton. And this is where the theory just explodes in scale, going from a single room in Giza to the entire planet. The idea is to use this whole new system of measurement to build a theoretical model, not of the pyramid, but of the Earth itself. This is what the source calls the Earth Pyramid. Now, to be clear, this isn't a real building. It's a mathematical idea, a tool for calculation. It's designed to have the same special geometric properties as the Great Pyramid, what the source calls a pie shape, but it's scaled way, way up to be in sync with the Earth itself. Its theoretical measurements are given in pyramid miles and pyramid cubits, units that are derived directly from the real-life monument. And the whole point of this giant imaginary pyramid is to do something pretty incredible: calculate the exact volume of our planet. And here we have the theory's first really jaw-dropping claim. After you do all the math, converting from these pyramid units back into regular old miles, the final number you get for the Earth volume is set to be an exact match to the accepted scientific estimate of that time. Not close, not on the ballpark, the exact same number. So all of this brings us to what the source proposes as the ultimate purpose here. These numbers, these precise connections, they aren't just seen as scientific fun facts. They're presented as part of a much bigger, divinely encoded message. So, you might be asking, why does any of this matter? Well, according to the source, this isn't just some clever math puzzle. It's presented as proof of a grand unified design, a single system that perfectly links science, measurement, and even biblical prophecy together. And a key number from the book of Revelation in the Bible, 144,000, is then pulled into this whole system. The source claims this hugely significant prophetic number isn't just written in a book, but is actually geometrically encoded within the pyramid's math.
Okay, so how do they claim this connection is made? Through the geometry of a right-angled triangle. They say the square of the longest side, the hypotenuse, is set to that prophetic number, 144,000. The square of the base is linked to another number the source considers significant, derived from the year 1915. Now, the final step is a little bit complicated, but the claim is that a special formula, when you apply it to the difference between these squared sides, doesn't just give you a random number. It gives you exactly 71,250, which is the precise capacity of the coffer we started with. Tie prophecy and geometry right back to that granite box in the king's chamber.
And the theory wraps up with this really provocative vision. It suggests that this ancient system, which is in sync with the earth itself, was never meant to stay lost. It was meant to be rediscovered and adopted by everyone as the one true universal standard, a single language of measurement to unite the world. It's a monumental idea for sure, whether you see it as a hidden truth or just a fascinating story.